So this is what everybody really looks like when they take their mask off after guns, beer, and therapy.
Oh my goodness.
Try to take a shower here, guys. Come on, get out of here. Close your eyes.
Howdy, Hillbilly Nation. This is American Hillbilly. Man, I hope y'all are having as good of a Saturday night as I am. I mean, I'm just having a blast. Why, you might ask? Well, I'm home alone with the dogs. Yeah, my wife's gone to a Barry Manilow concert. Yeah, so, I mean, I've not been like ruled and regulated this evening, so I'm having a great time. Man, I hope you guys are all having a great Saturday night, and we got a great show for y'all. Oh my goodness, we got some awesome people back there in the green room, and we're thinking, I was thinking, well, in summertime, August, and stuff, it's time for fairs and stuff. And so we got some great fair food back there. We got the, foot long hot dogs. We got the fried butter, fried ice cream, all that stuff. So anyway, we've just been back there in the green room enjoying all the awesome food, just having a great time. And I want to welcome everybody here. If you're on Guns, Beer, and Therapy YouTube, if you're over on the Rumble channel, Facebook, and Moondog is also sharing this show. So welcome everybody that's over on the Moondog side. And we're going to have a great time tonight. And let's go ahead and bring up these other people on the panel. So up first, we have Mr. Gizzard Gary, everybody's favorite gizzard. How you doing tonight, Gary? Oh, man, you're pulling a hillbilly muted. I mean, I was surprised I didn't start the show off like that. I always do.
Well, I kind of thought it was tradition to do that. But, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me, man.
It's all that fried food back there. Got you mixed up and stuff.
That's right. Yeah, that's totally it. Mm.
Well, good to have you on this evening, buddy.
Thank you.
Glad you can be here, man. We got a great show tonight, and we have some other great people back there in the green room. And if they can put down their fried butter and corn dogs and stuff and come out here and visit us, up next we have Moondog 2A.
Hey, everybody. Doing, very good. So, just a little sneak preview, folks. I'm going to be talking about this when we sign off tonight, but I've got a little toy that I've just finished reviewing over here. And man. Yeah, so these are night fishing goggles, folks. And thanks for the fried ice cream. Really appreciate it, though I am lactose intolerant. So if I'm going to be hitting the mute once in a while, it'll just be to cover up my gas.
I thought those goggles are for like checking out the fried foods, like an X-ray vision, see what all's inside there. But night vision is always cool. So very excited to hear about what you got coming up, brother. Well, thank you so much for being here, Moondog.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Up next, we have everybody's favorite Moo, and this is the 2 Live Moo. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. So, Billy, I was looking for the fried okra back there, but I think Gary ate it all.
If there was fried okra back there, that was the most healthiest thing back there, I guarantee you.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, good evening, guys, and everybody out in the side chat.
Well, good to have you here, buddy.
Right on.
Man. So, glad that you can be here. You're back to work, so now you're able to show up on the streams.
Yeah, my 4-month summer. I took the whole summer off, and now I'm back to work. Yep. Reluctantly.
Well, awesome. Well, good to have you here, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Up next, we have Mr. JH586. Jamie, how you doing this evening, brother?
I'm better than I deserve, man, and I want to apologize to the side chat. I think it was my fault. We were late. But maybe it was my fault that we came on when we did. It's like we got talking about the concert and stuff, and we got talking about Willie Nelson, and then I started singing a Willie Nelson song, and then all of a sudden we realized we're late, you know. Singing is not my forte. I'm a trombone player. So, hey, Ron 2A matters. I agree with Moondog. The fried ice cream is pretty cool. Thanks for having me, and look forward to spending some time with you guys. I'm probably going to have to bail out here soon, but been a rough week, fellas. So,
well, Jamie, we're glad to have you as long as we can have you, brother. Good to see you here, and I really like the fried bananas dipped in chocolate. So.
What's not to like?
Well, up next, we have the voice of YouTube, everybody's favorite voice, Mr. DJ Play Nice.
Rob.
Look
Coming
at
to you
that.
from the cornfields of Nebraska.
Oh,
right? You know, we're getting towards the end of sweet corn season. So, yeah, if you don't have anything that looks quite that delicious out where you are, there's some in the green room. You guys can take some home, because it's about this time of year. People are leaving bags full of tomatoes and sweet corn on people's porches just to get rid of it all. It's an abundance that we are blessed with, for sure. Good to be here tonight, Hillbilly.
Yeah. Oh man, definitely. That's you know, when you go to church around like beginning of July and you get some vegetables left in your vehicle, you're like, oh my goodness, this has got to be the best tasting vegetable I ever had. And then at the end of August, you know, you're like, oh my goodness, very thankful for all these vegetables, but man, we're kind of full up on them right now. Everybody's trying to finish up their crop and get it out to everybody. But man, that sweet corn is always, I mean, that's just one of my favorite things. It's been that way for many, many years. And I love a good sweet corn, no doubt about that. And I need to throw up a banner here because we do have a giveaway tonight, as always, on Guns, Beer, and Therapy. Hashtag HBN92. And we will be giving away the Skinny Blue Knife tonight. And it does not come with this IWI zipper pull, because it took me like 2 years to win one of these from Gizzard Gary, and I'm not giving it up. So,
Oh, I got more. I picked up.
Oh yeah! Oh my goodness! Look at there! Look at there! Man.
Thanks to the good folks at IWI.
Did you get that at shot this year, or was it last year?
I got it at Goals this last weekend in Knoxville.
Oh man, yeah! And look at all these hashtags coming out here, man. Good to see everybody joining in. And yeah, man, those zipper pulls, like it. I know for a fact that me and Moo are like shotgun people. I know Jamie. There's other people that shotgun people, but you know, for the shotguns, you got your zip up case. You keep them in, and man, a zipper pull for those is priceless. I mean, it really is. I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, he's got one on his flashlight. There you go.
I got them on all my flashlights.
Yeah, you get out there in the dark or whatever, you're fixing a turkey hunt, whatever the case might be, and you reach down there, instead of having to dig in there and find that zipper, man, a zipper pull is so sweet. Man. Sorry, we got Aussie in there talking about something. I don't know what she's talking about, but I won't believe a word she's saying. Oh my goodness. Look at all these awesome people out here in the side chat. I want to welcome each and every one of you guys. Azrael says, I want to win Skinny Blue Knife with Cooter signing it if he can learn to write. He might just put an X on there. I mean, to be fair. Oh man. A lot of great people out there. Welcome to each and every person out on side chat. You guys are the reason we're here. You guys make this show what it is. And the panel is awesome, but man, the side chat, you guys are just, unbelievable. And appreciate you guys so much for being here. And we're actually going to kind of go through the first topic tonight of since we Gary was just talking about goals, I figured we go ahead and talk about that first, and then we have some other great topics. But I think Gary was probably the only one on the panel that actually went to goals, but I think there's probably people out in the side chat that has went too. And so this is the first year for goals in Tennessee, and I believe it's like a 5-year contract. Is that right, Gary? That they're going to be having it there, and so I was asking. I want to ask people so did you get a chance to go to goals, or have you watched some videos and what do you think? And I'm going to step up and go first because I think the people who went put out some great videos, and the way that this is set up as far as people from YouTube, I think it was set up in a very, very nice way to where it really caters not only the public, but people that's creators and media with the what's the right word, companies, that come there and stuff. And so, Gary, I'd like to kick this off with you and kind of let everybody know, since I know you went there, kind of explain a little bit about how it was and maybe some of the pluses you've seen there and everything, the way it's ran, say, different than SHOT Show and some of these other deals, because we want to promote our Second Amendment and, things like this. And so.
Well, it was, in the first place, it was held in one of the most perfect places you could hold an event like that, in Eastern Tennessee. It's just, friendly people and everything else. Started off on Thursday with a range day. Out in the country outside of Knoxville. Beautiful piece of land out there, and got everybody together. All the companies had all their guns out on a table in front of their booths, and they sang the national anthem. I released a video this morning actually about that. They called it the Mad Minute, as they said at the home of the brave. Then had a bunch of people all lined up with guns ready, and they all fired at once as soon as he said the word brave, and that got the shooting underway. So
America, baby.
It was 100% America. Friday was unique because they had a media only day at the event. So all the vendors were set up and none of the public was allowed in. It was just us media. So we had our time to do booth interviews and
great.
everything with the vendors and really get in touch with them, and stuff like that. We had a whole day to visit with whoever we wanted to. It was totally great to do that. I mean, SHOT Show is kind of like that, but it was more intimate. Now there were over 1,000 media signed up for goals, so still quite a few people in the convention center, which was downtown Knoxville. But yeah, we had that, and then Saturday and Sunday was open to all GOA members, and just like NRAM, if you didn't have a GOA membership, all you had to do was pay at the door, and they would get you a GOA membership. So lots of people, of course, GOA very much pro Second Amendment. I mean, great theme throughout. Just really a good time had by all there. Had time to sneak off to Sevierville to go to like Smoky Mountain Knife Works and stuff like that. And he's pretty close to a lot of cool things there. So
if people ain't heard about Smoky Mountain Knife Works, you told me, like, I was thinking Smoky Mountain Knife Works, size of Walmart, but you broadened my horizon, my thinking on this.
I think it's the world's biggest knife store.
Yeah.
And it's something if you haven't been there. Plus, there's a lot of stuff surrounding it, too. So, all in all, it's a good time. I can't wait to go back next year. I think GOA did a great job in putting it on. Of course, they are, the No Compromise organization. I'm proud to be a GOA member. I was a member before it started and all that, but I think it's a great event. So kudos to GOA for putting it on.
Yeah, and also, Gizzard, you want to bring up Fluffy's comment here about this?
Oh, yeah. Because the Knoxville Convention Center normally does not allow firearms. But yeah, GOA wrote it into their contract. They had to allow us
Good for them. Yeah.
to carry in there. So yeah, we were all carrying concealed or not concealed, however you wanted to. Nobody gave us a bit of static. So it's about as free as you could get in there, I tell you what. It's pretty good to walk right by signs that says, no firearms allowed. And it's like, well, you're going to allow it this weekend, folks.
And there was no troubles there. I ain't going to say the words, but yeah, there's no troubles there, none whatsoever, was there?
No. Absolutely not.
Ain't that amazing?
Yeah, when you live in a constitutional carry state, they told us when we got that, you guys are going to start having blood in the streets. I've looked for the blood in the streets and haven't seen any. I haven't seen, gunfights, like the Old West and stuff like they said it was going to be. It's just a bunch of well-behaved citizens pretty much getting along with each other, respecting each other, about like we know it would be.
So you were not scared none whatsoever?
No. Dude, if I walk into a room full of people and I know they're armed, that makes me feel a little bit safer, actually.
Damn straight.
Well, awesome. Yeah, and I heard a couple comments out there on the side chat about the size of Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and I understand, yes, it is way bigger than like a Walmart store. And so, and Gary made a comment last night about how the bathrooms, like, back in one corner or back, he's like, it takes you a while to get there because you got to walk through and see. It's a way bigger place than what you think it is.
You walk clear over to one side of the store, and then you go along a wall, and then you walk along the back, and then you go down some more, and it's like, well, they got you doing a tour of the store on the way to the restroom, so you get to see it all. So.
Well, man, thanks for sharing that with us, Gizzard. And
you bet.
as far as I know, I don't think anybody else on the panel was there, but we've seen some comments out there on the side chat that is really good. And, you
I
know,
know
so,
there's at least a couple people out there in the chat that were there because I see Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. He was there. Artac and Daughters was there.
Mhm.
So got
so
to
you
meet.
got to meet some like other people from YouTube while you was there that you
Oh
had
yeah,
got to
Rich
meet.
White was there. Yeah, all kinds of people.
So I always heard that Rich White walks around with a boombox playing Ice Ice Baby, but I didn't know if that was true.
Well, we might have helped him listen to it a little bit.
Yeah, I just giving Rich a rough time there. He's always a good sport. Yeah, yeah. Actually, we gave away some Smoky Mountain Knife Works knives, courtesy of Bill Dye here for a while on this channel, and they were called the Toad Sticker. And actually, since we're talking about them, I'm going to pull this out because it was a really cool knife. Yeah, here it is. I mean, something that is unique on its own. And I'm going to bring myself up full screen here just for people to appreciate this. So this is the size of it. And it does not have like a flip out or whatever, but there's probably a good reason for that. Look at that toad sticker from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I mean, dang, man. That is definitely a toad sticker. But like I said, we're not trying to, promote them only or anything here, but yeah, I thought it was a really cool deal that is right there and people got to visit. And oh, you got one, Jamie. What's that one called? Whoops, sorry, I went to put you in a solo layout and I muted you. Sorry about that, buddy.
This is my favorite skinning knife, and it'll take the hide off a deer in a pretty sharp order. And I've had this probably 30 years, and it's Pakistan steel, stainless, and it's called Old Smoky. And you can see the brass and the bone and the handle.
Nice.
And that's real antler, as far as I can tell.
Wow.
But I bought this in about 1984. I paid $18.95 for it. And
oh my goodness.
That broke the bank, but this same knife would be well over $100 now.
Wow.
Probably closer to 200.
Man.
But when I first started going to Smoky Mountain Knife Works way back in the 80s, it was on a crossroad way out in the country with Pigeon Creek run right beside it. And look what it's blown up to now. Thanks, God.
Well, that's what quality and service can do for a company right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And of course, they got stuff for every budget. I mean, you can get Ontario knife or whatever. And then you can get your budget brand all the way down to Barlow or whatever.
Yeah, I believe Gizzard said he ended up purchasing a knife there.
Well, I felt like I had to. I made the trek all the way from Kansas, and I thought, I don't know when you're gonna be back, but you got to buy a knife while you're there. So, yeah, I did.
Nice.
And then right across the side street from them is Bud's Gun Shop, and Bud's Gun
right.
Shop has a range.
There's a picture I took from
yeah.
the parking lot. So,
Oh, nice. Now hiring. You can even get a job.
There we go.
Do they still
Dang.
put out a paper catalog like they used to?
yeah, because they send me one every once in a while.
I remember turning down many pages in that thing.
That is cool.
They also have a gun store there too, Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo,
Yep, it's right there's their sign. I think.
in the same building. So
Yeah, right there.
I'll be done.
This
Yeah,
big
so you
old
got-
building.
You got that and Bud's right there in the same vicinity. My goodness.
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. There's restaurants around there, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's part of, the American dream, that people talk about, starting a business and having good products and great customer service, and that's where it gets you. And anyway, Yukon asks, did you see Hickok 45 there?
No, I did not. You have to look up to see Hickok, but no, I didn't see him.
He's probably a couple inches taller than you, Gary.
2 or 3. But I did see people actually shorter than me because She Fires was there. So.
Oh man. Yeah, I did hear somebody say, I don't know if it's 100% for sure, but that actual Bud's Guns is where the one that Hickok deals with, that store personally. So I did hear that. Somebody say that or mention it. But anyway. Awesome. Good stuff. And guys, if you've not already got your hashtag in, make sure you're hashtag in HBN92, and we will be doing a giveaway a little bit later for a skinny blue knife. And also, I want to give Moondog the floor. Let's check out what about Moondog's new giveaway.
Oh, thank you.
I want to bring you up here, Moondog, and let you talk about this.
So I got a chance to test out these budget night vision, and for a lot of folks who I know, a lot of you folks out there like to hunt, and these are of course great tools to have, especially if you're going after a lot of critters, hog and specifically, but they gave me the opportunity to give away one of these. So I set up a contest that actually was planned to launch next week, but I'm letting everybody on this show who watches the show and on the side chat in on the contest early. So if you go to moondogindustries.com/N4, because that's the model of this, N4. If you go to moondogindustries.com/N4 contest, you can enter the contest. And it's pretty much the similar requirements as before, that you just have to be subscribed to my new travel channel, Moondog Go. And if you've already entered one of our previous contests, like to win some of the like a scope the other month, you can use that same screenshot that you sent in for that one for this contest, You just have to enter for this contest on that link, and I'll post up that link right now on the in the chat. But these are essentially Gen 1 night vision. They require, as you can see from this light here, because just about every digital camera can pick up infrared light. So you're actually looking at the camera here; it's picking up much brighter than I'm seeing with my naked eye. But it does require an infrared illuminator just to see things. But I was able to, in my testing, I put this on a tripod and I walked out 100 yards in the dark, and you could still see me down the path at 100 yards with this, and it wasn't even on maximum in brightness on the settings here. Plus, it has a built-in camera and a built-in video camera on here, so you can also take video of what you're seeing in the dark.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So if you ever want to take video of your night hunt, this would be a great thing to have. So you've got a combination night video camera and nods, essentially. And let's see if I can get this on. Of course, I've got this on. Okay. So it's got a GoPro adaptable bracket on there. So if you have GoPro stuff, it'll work. And if you have a helmet with a GoPro mount, I suppose you could attach it to that. So there you go. You can go hands free. You can do what you need to do and still use this. Though it is a little disorienting wearing it and walking around. Anybody's who used nods before, it's a learning process, and this one especially because looking through this is more like, I'd say about 3, maybe 4 power looking through this, even at if it says 1 power, and it has a digital zoom on here. But if anybody's ever worked with the digital zoom, you're just expanding the camera pixels, so it looks pretty pixely at 5 power digital zoom on here, but it does work. So
nice. And it's always nice to what's expensive as night vision is and stuff. It's always nice to hear about some companies coming out with some more budget friendly. Now, I assume this does not have anything to do with firearms or firearms accessories, so we can talk about price.
Yeah, I think I've seen it for about $120 a unit. So I think that's really inexpensive compared to thousands of dollars but that's for real night vision, but that's like Gen 3. So you don't need an infrared illuminator for that. But for what most of us use night vision for, just checking around your property and seeing what's moving around in the back, this would definitely be useful for that.
Oh man, I can for people that I'm just gonna kind of throw myself out there, but either Pat in the Bunker, he's not on here tonight, but he has a ranch and a farm, and for other people like that, when you have those type of farm animals and stuff, there's instances to go on in the middle of the night, animals yelling or whatever. You have no idea what's even going on. And anyway, so something like that to where you can actually see in a low lighted place or something like that is definitely would be a plus. And the only reason I do not have anything like that is because the prices. I mean, we know that they are very, very expensive, and just like we've seen probably in the last couple of year or two, Jamie, how you could take a scope and companies are bringing down the prices on the scopes to where you can get a good quality, glass for less money. And so hopefully this will catch on and there'll be a point to where, more and more people could afford, some night vision and, stuff like that. And hopefully, maybe they'll bring in to actual and affordable price on something that picks up, the heat too. And so, that would definitely be a game changer for, those type of situations. You know, for people that's more probably out in the country that would have livestock or whatever.
So to answer the question, I think it was ArcCC, what's the difference between Gen 1 and Gen 3? And I don't want to get too, I'm not an expert on this. So if there's any technical incorrect information given, please chime in. But Gen 1 was basically the first generation of night vision, and rolled out technically in the 40s, but got into in the 50s and required it enhances light, but it requires an infrared flashlight essentially to work. So when people refer to Gen 1, it doesn't really see anything without illuminating with an infrared light. But back in the day, nobody else had night vision. So if you look at some old photos of like tanks from the 50s, or even up until the 80s, they would have these big square boxes in the front of them. They're basically big giant infrared spotlights that they would put on vehicles, and the military would use them, and so that they could see at night. But of course, as you can see here, the downside of Gen 1, if anybody else with night vision will basically see you just as if you were waving around a regular flashlight. So not quite sure I think Gen 2 is more of a progression of that, being able to not require infrared light. It can pick up enough ambient light from just stars and the moon, and it just enhances what you can see visually. And Gen 3 is even more so in higher detail, higher resolution. So you can actually start seeing things. And I don't know where exactly the cutoff is when you can actually start seeing things in real color, just because there's just not enough light to see a lot of the other frequencies that we would perceive as color, but they either enhance it or artificially tag colors to what you're seeing through those goggles. What the military is using now is Gen 3. And you can get Gen 3 stuff, but it's a couple of grand. It's not like just $1,000. It's like $3,000 or $4,000. But these are essentially Gen 1, and what they are essentially is just shrunk down video cameras, and it has a little display. If we can put this on here, the little display screen. So for those of us who were hopefully on the side chat, all remember looking through video cameras and taking a look at things with video cams. This is essentially what you're doing, except that now the screen's bigger and you've got stereo. But these aren't real binoculars, by the way, so because there's one camera, and the other one's the flashlight essentially. But it's picking up the stuff that the camera's seeing, displaying it on a little LCD screen, and it's a little square screen. But you're seeing it through both of these eyepieces here, and it's right up against your eyes, so you'll see it clearly. Plus, I guess the upside is because you've got these little eye cups here, you're not getting the splash as if you were holding up a camera and a display screen. You're lighting up your face, and anybody who can see the reflection off your light in your face would know where you are, or animal for that matter. Because animals have much better night vision. At least most animals have better night vision than we do.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most definitely. And like, I don't know about anybody else, but if you have security cameras like around your house, like mine, for instance, which is a few years old, they don't send out any infrared, but I can see great out there, actually. Just any mild light, or whatever. It's not as good as like just a full color, but yeah, you definitely can see, what's going on. And what's out there. So anyway, that's great.
Oh, well, one more other thing I wanted to mention, because you're saying about having security cams, right? So a lot of security cams do have an infrared illuminator built into them. So if you do have a system of or a network of security cams around your house, you may not even, you could turn off the illuminator on here. See if we can. There we go. So it's off. If you have those security cams, they're basically lighting up your property already in infrared, but you can't see it. But if you had these on, you could see everything without having to turn the unit's illuminator on, because you've got those security cams that are just basically lighting up your own property with infrared light.
Well, Michael Dunn said his deer comes with infrared. Got on there. And anyway, we got Navi Y says, what's your recommendation for the best ranges in the Bay Area, Moondog?
So the best ranges, I'm a little biased. I like my home range, which is Coyote Point. It's in the Coyote Point Recreation Center, just south of the airport. It's actually at the San Mateo Sheriff's Department Training Center. So it's their training center range. That's where they have the law enforcement training, SWAT teams training in there. But it's open to the public on Mondays and Wednesday nights, and eventually it'll be open Monday nights again. But because of the summer of love and defunding the police, a lot of the police officers left and retired early. So all the departments in the Bay Area are shorthanded. So they've been trying to rehire new law enforcement officers. So there's been a lot of need for extra training for these new officers. So they've taken over the Monday nights for extra training. So short story. The short part of the story is it's open to the public Monday and Wednesday night. Just go to Coyote Point, rpc.org to reserve through the county but it's rifles only, by the way. So unfortunately for that range, but for other good ranges in the Bay Area would be the Santa Clara Field Sports Park. That's south over near San Jose, between San Jose and Morgan Hill. And there's two good ranges over near Silicon Valley. You've got the Los Altos up in the hills there. Great place for all kinds of shooting, including trap. You're up in the mountains, beautiful scenery. And there's the Santa, I believe it's the Santa Clara Gun Club, but it's not as picturesque. It's next to a quarry, so, but it's there aren't very many ranges anymore, and they've shut down a lot of them in the last 10 years. But wow. There are places to shoot in the Bay Area.
Malcolm Dunn corrected me. I thought he said his deer comes with IR. He says deer cameras. So, I thought he's like, well, I mean,
those are some sophisticated deer.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe depending on what they eat or something, and so. So anyway, I'd like to take this time to shout out the side chat out there. I mean, we appreciate each and every one of you being here. You guys are awesome. And Jamie, would you like to shout out the side chat? And would somebody on the panel give something for everybody to type out so Jamie could shout them out there? Anybody on the panel got a word?
Night vision or NVG?
So Michael Dunn suggested shout. How does that work for everybody? NV? Okay. We'll go with that. We'll just call out both. How about that? All right, here we go. Of course, we got Michael Dunn's out there, Moondog is on the panel and the side chat. We got Bama Dads out there, Tommy Boy, Alaska One, Andy, GGW Outdoors, and they're blowing me off the screen. There we go. Alaska One, Andy says shout and night vision. So there you go. Commander Otis is out there. Tim S. Gizzard Gary is on the panel and in the side chat. Michael Dunn, Yukon 454, Artak and Daughters, Travis T. There's Miss Vanessa Kitty, Fluffy 10mm Jeep Guy, Duffer 426, Ron 2A Matters, Boomstick Mark 5. DJ Play Nice is also on the panel in the side chat. Josie Wells, I don't know how I'm supposed to say WI, but I try. And we got 3 Jeep Discovery, Ozzy Osbourne, Guns and Barbecue, Commander Otis is out. Osis is still out there. Gun websites, the Scottish American, my brother, is out there. And I think that's all we got at the moment. Oh, there's William Hall. Come on in. Anybody else? Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Sold.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. Yeah, Josie Wales WI is Josie Wales, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah. And so.
And there's MCK.
All right.
He's
Man,
busy.
such a great bunch of people.
Absolutely. He's busy tonight. Check out this knife, man. One thing I hadn't noticed in a while. Look how thick the back of that thing is. That's almost a 1/4 inch thick.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, I love this thing. And that natural curve to that blade just really makes laying a deer skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you ain't gonna break that thing on a twig or something.
No, it's good and heavy duty. But my dad says it's a bone chopper.
There you go.
Now I got a saw for that, Duffer.
Oh man, when they come out with the saw, I mean, I got my grandfathers. They didn't waste one inch of meat on a deer, and it took a lot of hand sawing. And man, when they came out with saw, I remember the first time me and my grandpa, after I got a saw, and we reciprocating saw. As I've been corrected, the saw is a brand. I think everybody knows what we mean. My grandpa was like, you don't need that thing. And then after I cut up that deer, he's like, I went to go buy me one. And now we got him even battery powered, so man, yeah. Life's been updated a lot, in the last 20 years. No doubt about that. Oh man. So see, what do we have up here next? Man, for one, see, Boomstick, you still out there, brother? I'd like to show Boomstick some love. That feller here, I'm gonna put up his link. This feller has been having a rough time with YouTube. I don't know how many what number of channel this is Boomstick Mark V. But guys, right here, I guess I should put it on there. I put in the chat there. Go check out Boomstick Mark V. Show him some love. About the time he gets a new channel going, it gets taken down. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've been watching his stuff for a long time, and I enjoy all his videos because he puts one out there like dang near every day. And I would say 95%, 90% of his videos are him shooting a 22 long rifle from a picnic bench and shooting targets, talking about the scope and the ammo and the rifle that he's shooting. And for some reason, he just had a rough time keeping his channel up. So every time that it gets taken down, I would love to see him get even more followers than the time he had before, because that's kind of what this 2A community is about, supporting each other. And sometimes when somebody gets in a magnifying glass, it's rough, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And I don't know about Boomstick himself, but I know that probably a lot of us, we do these videos for entertainment, for reviews, helping people or stuff like that. But when something like this comes along, when you have the years put in the time that somebody like Boomstick has been doing for many years, once that gets erased, I mean, like your grandchildren, can't go back and watch these videos. I mean, it's something that it just disappears. And so it's a rough thing, man. And I just feel sorry for, people that that has to go through this, and in my opinion, personally don't deserve it. But that's a whole nother deal, and I don't really want to get into that. But it does have a great channel and great videos, and so I'd appreciate if you guys go over and check him out, show him some love, because personally I think he deserves it. And anyway, so we're going to be doing the giveaway here in roughly about 20 minutes or so. So make sure you get your hashtags in HBN 92, I believe. Yeah, HBN 92, and get a chance to win a skinny blue knife tonight. I'm gonna throw this topic out there, and this is something we don't talk about much, but since it's on the news, and I mean, let's face it, probably 99% of the people watching this show lives here in the United States, I assume. And this is something that has to do with like our general life and the outcome of it. And like I said, most of them don't talk about anything politics here. So I am asking everybody, we're going to go through the room and side chat. I'd like to hear your answers too. But I want to say, right as it says, be respectful of others. We don't want to get this show or canceled for any reason. But anyway, what do you think about RFK Jr. dropping out and endorsing, Trump over Harris? And will this make a difference in the race? And the reason I thought long and hard about even bringing this topic up, and I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't, because it might get me in some trouble with YouTube or something like that. But then I thought, you know what? I mean, this is something that affects everybody's everyday life. When I say that, we're talking grocery bills, gas bills, whatever. And I thought, why not? Why should not talk about this just because we know that it's not popular to talk about on here, even though that we really don't get into these subjects very much on here. But anyway, so Gizzard, we'll just start with you and work our way around. And if you don't have an opinion on this, you can just say, hey, I don't have an opinion, I will I'll pass, whatever. I'm not asking anybody to say something that they would not like to say, but anyway, do you have an opinion on this, Gary?
On the RFK Jr. situation? Is that what you're asking? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it has to have a positive effect on Trump's election chances, because you're not going to split up the vote near as much. I think the more it focuses on A versus B, the better of a chance, the less fragmented the election is. And it's also less voices people have to listen to and stuff like that. Whether or not it's good for politics is a whole subjective matter. And you could argue that till the cows come home and stuff like that. But as far as the election itself, I think it makes it a more clear-cut choice between A and B there. So to me, that's what the voters want to do. I mean, obviously, in the long run, it's good. Now, were there political activities going on in the background to cause this to happen? Probably. We all know this. But yeah, a lot of times these third-party candidates, they get to a point where, do I want to keep throwing money at this anymore? Because, my chances are pretty much nil of getting elected. Maybe I could do a better job advocating for someone else. So I'll let somebody else talk, but those are my initial thoughts on it. I'm sure there's others that could be brought up.
Yeah, and I might be, my numbers might be off on this, but I believe if somebody runs independent, besides the two parties that there is, they have to get at least 5% or so of the votes before they're actually given government money for their party. So it's
matching campaign funds, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those deals. It's like, well, if you do this, then it'll be a great deal for a third independent party. But if we're like concerned about what's going on for the next 4 years, is it worth it? And so I think it'd be a tough decision, to be honest with you, regardless of which side that it would have took or gained votes for. Does that make sense? And so Moondog, we'll go ahead and move over to you.
Well, it's interesting because have they officially announced that he's endorsing?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's I I'm if my political leanings are definitely more in the libertarian camp of things, and I was really impressed with RFK uh, off the bat when I certainly his policies don't necessarily line up with it, with what I would advocate for certainly, but I thought he was a breath of fresh air when he first came on the scene and running this time out. But I totally understand why he's the rationale for what they're doing. He was originally running because he didn't like what was going on with the Democratic Party, and they just did everything they could to get rid of him. And so a lot of I'm sure the big motivator for him continuing to run, was out of spite, just because they were doing everything they could to silence him. And I did initially, what I knew of him was from all of the negative gaslighting and spinning on what he's done. He's just a kook. He's an anti-vaxxer, blah blah blah, kind of stuff. And I also bought into his running mate, Nicole Shanahan. When I first heard that he had picked her as his VP, I soured on that. I was like, oh, why would you pick her? She has no profile nationally. That seems like the dumbest move. And so I sort of wrote her off. But then I saw a couple of podcasts with her. In fact, I ended up watched a podcast that her own podcast. She was interviewing somebody else that I thought was interesting. So I watched her, and it didn't initially, I didn't realize it was her. And I thought, oh, this is a really interesting interviewer. She really knows what she's talking about. And it was some esoteric jump into like artificial intelligence and human evolution. And I'm like, wow, she can at least keep up with her guest. And then when there was like a little plug for the RFK campaign, it just dawned on me that, oh, this is her. This is his running mate. Okay, so he didn't just pick up somebody who was just a rich woman. For those of you who don't know, she was once married to one of the founders of Google. So she has the money to back his campaign. And that's one of the reasons he picked her, was because as a part of the campaign, they're not limited by the amount of money that she would have. She would be limited if she was donating money to his campaign in terms of the campaign financing. But because she would be his running mate, she could donate, put in her own money, so to speak, to the campaign. But yeah, I hopefully have they announced. Well, I mean, nothing can be official in terms of what the deal was struck in terms of, but I've heard some rumors about a cabinet position if Trump wins. That's usually what happens, right? The deals.
Yeah, and he's really, I feel that he's really passionate about like our environment. When I say that, conserving, like our trees, our streams, our waters. And I think everybody is passionate about that. And if they're not, then, I disagree with them personally, because most of us are hunters or fishermen. We love the wildlife, we love the woods. So, yeah, I mean, I think as far as that goes, I think a lot of people are, would, have a concern about those situations. So, I don't know if he will get a position in the cabinet, if all this takes place and Trump wins, on what, but I think he would be a good person for that particular area.
Secretary of Interior, he could have been pushing for, or Health and Human Services, because I know he's, been very outspoken about the COVID vaccine and Fauci, What I saw something a little more wish casting than anything else from Kim Iverson's news show. She thought it would be great would be if Trump would nominate him to be the director of the CIA. That would be amazing. Finally, I don't know if the director could actually do anything in terms of actually getting records for his uncle's assassination and his father's. That would be, but wow, that would be a game changer. But
well,
yeah,
I did see a video of him basically saying, and I don't want, I hope YouTube don't fact check this because I'm just going off of kind of what I've seen and not word for word. What I took from the video about his family being the most sought after or assassinated family in the world, and he was denied Secret Service as running as a third party, and
they only just granted that after Trump's assassination attempt. They finally did grant him Secret Service protection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was having a lot of trouble, before that, and so. But anyway, so let's go ahead and we'll drop on down to live smoothing. You got anything you'd like to say about this, or if not, that's fine too, brother.
Yeah, man, I'm just smoothing it. But generally, I don't like talking politics online. But
yeah,
we'll hand it over to Jamie. But before you hand that over, just think we want to make America great again.
Okay.
That we can all agree on for sure.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
Definitely. So Jamie, would you like to say anything on this, or would you like to just go ahead and pass?
I'll say a few words. I'm trying not to get emotional. If my last name was Kennedy, I would not run for anything past dog catching. The whole concept is insane, and if you're running for office, be careful who you make allies with to get funding, because on the other side of the election, particularly if you win, you're going to have to stand up either against them or for them for making those donations. And that was the Kennedys' flaw in the 60s. They turned on people who paid them big bucks. And that's a little part of what happened to the Kennedy family. Anytime there's a third party, it makes it almost impossible for there to be a majority on the first ballot. And if the rules of the election are you must have a simple majority to win, that means you've got to get 50% plus one, right? Mm-hmm. So typically what happens when you have a third party candidate is that vote gets split, as Gary was talking about. And how you going to do that? The best example that I could give for that is to go back and that's right, Artac. That's a fact, Jack. Go back to the what was it? Anyway, check out Ross Perot campaign. That divided the Republicans and got a Democrat put in office. Moondog's concept about the Libertarian Party, I wish they would. There's two ways of going about making change within a political party. You can separate yourself and start a third party like the Libertarians did. and you're going to have a really, really, really tough time because you've got two heavyweights pounding you on the head. So it's very hard to grab traction. Or you can stay in the party that you're in and try to make a change from within. And sometimes that's easier said than done, as Mr. Kennedy Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., has found out. So I think the flaw of both of our major political parties are experiencing right now is they've started to run their political parties like Glock runs their business. We're going to give you this, and it don't matter what you want. We're giving you this.
Yeah.
You don't need an optic on that, baby. We've been doing this for years.
Yeah. We've been doing the same thing since 1986. Only difference is sometimes we'll put a different trigger in there. Sometimes we'll put finger grips on the grip, and sometimes we don't. Other than that, this is what you get.
We'll add a number that don't make any sense.
You've got to listen to your people. And number one, if you're going to be a leader, you've got to love your people.
Yeah.
And, if you love them and they know you love them, they'll follow you off the edge of a cliff.
Exactly.
But any third party will divide the vote and make it very difficult to get a majority. Now, I don't know the rules of presidential election, so I can't tell you if you have to have a simple majority or if it's just whoever gets the most electoral votes, which is probably what's
electoral votes is what makes a difference in the end.
Yeah, it does, because and I'm 62 years old now, and I don't remember there ever being a runoff for the president.
Yeah.
Presidential election. I've talked enough. Get DJ on here. Straighten me out, brother.
I have this to add. When it comes to who you're going to support, do your due diligence with your research. Talk with your family, your friends, anybody that you feel opinions is as important, and then vote the way that your heart decides. Put the power behind your vote as if it was the last one to be cast and it decides the election. Be sure who you're voting for.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
See, I was raised by my grandma and grandfather lived through the Depression, and they were alive during the New Deal and the all of the project building stuff like the interstate system, all that kind of stuff to get the country back on track. I was raised up believing that I could not afford to vote for a Republican. That's what I was hammered into my brain the whole time. I mean, from being a little bitty boy all the way up. Those are what's called, it's generational. It's generational. What's the word? You're born into that political party, but the best way I've ever heard it explained is Tip O'Neill's book, Man of the House. If y'all should read that. All politics is local.
Yeah.
Once you're elected, your job is to be reelected, and then we'll let you slide on the party line on a particular vote if it's going to mean you get reelected or not. But this is the thing. The liberal side of the Democratic Party back in the day hated Southern Democrats because they referred to them as Dixiecrats because they were so conservative. And yeah, we should have been Republicans a long time before we were. This is the thing. If you're 20 years old and you don't vote Democrat, you ain't got a heart. If you're 40 years old and you don't vote Republican, you ain't got a brain. So take that for what it's worth.
Well, yeah. This is something that, like, I seen. The reason I brought it up tonight because I know a lot of people believe in, like, they have their beliefs, just like you was saying, like what you just brought up, blah blah blah, and sometimes, you know, as you get older, things change in your life, and I just thought this was something that's I believe in my own heart that this is something that's kind of historic because if you ever watched the videos when RFK Jr. was a little boy and his during his dad's funeral, you know, uh, you know, he stood there and saluted the casket going by, and that was just like a stronghold for America. That little kid, like that could stay strong enough at that age and stand there and just, salute his father's casket as it went by. And, so sometimes, like, there's, like, we've seen the evolution of our parties, switching, going far one side, far back the other side. But, for me personally, I feel what I want Guns, Beer, and Therapy, to kind of relate to is that no matter our thoughts, well, I can say this because Bubba's not here. If you like Glock or if you don't like Glock, we still all can be friends. Yeah, I'm going to move to this territory, right? We have to think about what's as like in the 2A community, what's best for our family, what's best for our country. As like there's you put 50 people in the same room and you ask them the same questions. Okay, what's your favorite caliber? What's your best home defense weapon? This, and this. There would be several answers, but we would still be together in the main preview of, yes, we should be able to protect our family. We should be able to have our Second Amendment. And so that's the reason I brought this up tonight, because I've seen like in my lifetime at 55 years old, to where when I was 18 years old, my first chance at 18 years old, there was an election. I voted for Bill Clinton, which is the Democratic Party. I had reasons I voted for him, at that age. And so for somebody to come in and say, hey, you might be just like far right, well, that's your opinion of me. But myself personally, I care about this country. And as we watch stuff unfold and come together, that's why I thought it'd be a topic to bring up tonight, is because, even though we might have differences, far left, far right, somewhere we've got to meet in the middle, and we've got to help make everybody's lives better, regardless, of what, maybe our parents or grandparents did, or what we may have thought, 5, 6, 10 years ago. because as we grow older, we grow with knowledge and we see history, and we can play off of that. And so that's the reason I brought this topic up tonight, is because hopefully, like, us as a country can come together and find a place, regardless of the politics, because I know most of us do not like politics. It's I in my own personal feeling is like, politics and government, they have their place, but it's been grown and overstepped for many years. And I would like to see, regardless of what our parties are or whatever, that we can come together and we can agree on what's best for our family, for our children, our grandchildren, our neighbors, our friends, and stuff like that. And so, I that's the reasoning of bringing this together tonight, because we've seen this topic for this topic is because we see somebody that was, basically left the center, but not very far. Um, take something that they probably wanted really bad, as a presidency and stuff like that, and do what their heart felt that might be best for this country. And so, I just want us all to, like, realize we're all together, man. I mean, we love each other. We have so many of the same opinions and topics, maybe if it comes from music, from cars, to guns, regardless of what the topic might be, we find out that we all have more in common than what we might think. And so, that is the reason for tonight's topic on that. And I'll just let everybody, if you have anything else to say, go right ahead.
I'll say one thing. I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but I never voted for Bill Clinton.
Oh yeah. Well, I gotta say it's probably just the stupidity of youth there, Hillbilly.
I literally got to go to, when I was going to school in Arkansas college, I attended many parties with him and stuff like that. I thought he was a cool dude.
Oh, really?
That was my opinion,
Yeah.
He played the sax. He liked to party.
Yeah,
I'm like, heck yeah.
I gotta confess, if you're confessing, I got to too. My first election, I turned 18 just before the presidential election of 1980, and I voted for Jimmy Carter.
Oh my!
Because he was the governor from my state, and I knew the quality of the man that he was, but he failed to. He had a lot of unlucky breaks, but he didn't handle those very well, and he has gone down in history as not a great president. But when the hostages were taken in Iran, his main priority was getting them out, and even to the point that he was focusing on that more so than campaigning against Ronald Reagan. But all I'll say is thank God for Ronald Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think when Gizzard turned 18, you got to vote for Herbert Hoover.
Not quite. Actually,
1980 gives you a rough time about being
1980 was my first also, and I voted for Ronald Reagan, and I never heard the end of it from my parents because both my parents were staunch Democrats. You'd have thought I, voted for the devil or something like that. Well, you weren't raised like that. So, no, I was raised to have my own views and stuff like that, and I liked what Ronald Reagan had to say. But yeah, it's interesting that I was 20 years old. I still remember that.
Well, having gone to public school through all of my life in California, we were indoctrinated in LA Public School District to think of Ronald Reagan as the devil. But I've since changed my views on him and his presidency. Gotta say though, Jamie, you've as flawed as Jimmy Carter's presidency was, he's probably been one of the best ex-presidents in U.S. history.
Totally. And when anybody if anybody starts giving me a ration of crap about it, I think all I'll tell them is Jimmy Carter was just too good a man to be the president of the United States.
That's a good way. That's very astute.
He was too good a human being. He wasn't. There's not a ruthless bone in his body. And if you're going to achieve and succeed in that office, you've got to have a certain level of See, I liked Richard Nixon. I thought he was a good president, except for Watergate and Vietnam, and he inherited Vietnam from, in my opinion, one of the worst human beings that ever set foot, much less sat in the Oval Office.
And Watergate, the more I'm reading about it, it just seems it's got too many CIA fingerprints on it. And Nixon definitely pissed off a lot of people in high places inside of the U.S. government. So,
and back to you saying that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. would be made the head of the CIA. If he does that, that's suicide.
I know.
That is instant death.
Those are the kind of bones that they'll never get out of the closet. They'll never let that out. Yeah. So, but that was just a more interesting thing. I was thinking, what would be the one thing that would make RFK endorse Trump? It would probably be. I wonder if that was ever one of the things that was floated in their discussions. That would be interesting. I'd love to be a fly on the wall on that.
No, I think he'd be a great head of the Secret Service. I don't think he'd do well in CIA. They would kill him.
Yeah.
And when are the papers going to come out about John F. Kennedy's assassination?
They were supposed to, right?
Supposed to have in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Scotsman put in the side chat. Ronald Reagan was the first president to ever admit that there may be UFOs.
So it'll be interesting. The media is certainly gaslighting like crazy about. I won't get into it too much, but yeah, since Kamala Harris is from my state.
All right, guys, I have a special guest on here.
Oh,
I hate to cut in on you guys like this, but I'll throw up a tag here. Ames is Barry Manilow concert night with her friend Debbie.
Oh, I want to see this. Is she doing a live connection?
We have the live correspondence online right here. So anyway, welcome Ames and Debbie. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Hello, this is Ames and Debbie. Thanks for having us.
Hey, y'all.
So
We're coming to you live from Springfield, Missouri, just having left the Barry Manilow concert.
Oh.
DJ's about to have a fit here. Yeah, he's a concert goer.
Hey, DJ.
And so, yeah, we have DJ, we have Gizzy Gary, Moondog, and Jamie on here, and then awesome side chat. So say hello to everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hello.
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 So Ames and Debbie, if people don't know, if you've not been on the VIP chats, Ames is my wife. Her real name's Amy. I call her Ames just because I'm a hillbilly and we have to nickname everybody. And so, anyway, I want to ask you guys a question. At the age of, well, I'm not going to say your age because I would get my butt in trouble on here when you got home. But at your age, were you guys the youngest ones in the concert?
No, there were several granddaughters in attendance with their grandparents.
Granddaughters, okay. And you both have grandchildren, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Well, so tell us, what was the highlight of Barry Manilow tonight?
You know, I think it was much more high energy than I probably expected. And I felt like it was kind of more intimate, a type of concert that I expected.
Really?
Yeah, it was quite like a Vegas production style show. But he had his baby grand's piano that he played, and he told a lot of stories and showed some videos from when he was younger. And man, that guy can play the heck out of a piano. And he just really connected with everybody there, too. It just seemed very personal. Excellent.
Bama Dad asked, was he on a walker?
No, he danced a little bit and spun around. And, man, he is very sly, really good shape. I mean, clearly he's had a little work done. Clearly. Yeah. But he looks good. He moved very well.
Well, awesome. So, from your text messages earlier, you guys had kind of like what you call nosebleed section, and according to your text, some guy walked up and said, "Hey, you guys want on the floor, and you got better seats up front in front of the stage." So, I mean, like I text you back, it's like, well, you chicks are younger and better looking than the crowd, so they want you guys up front. Was that the case?
No, that wasn't it at all. But I will say the funny story about that is we were looking down, on everybody on the floor. We're like, it's okay. We don't want to be on the floor because, people will be standing up. You won't be able to see anything, and we've got a much better view here. But as soon as he said, hey, you want the floor seats? We were like all about it. We were down there as quick as you could get there.
So I think the next question everybody's wondering, was there any undergarments thrown onto the stage, and was you
Yes, mine.
So Tom Jones.
I think there was a caution sign. There was a caution sign though against granny panties.
always famously said that there's been bras and underwear thrown on my stage for many years. As I get older, they only get bigger. Was that the case?
Oh my God, that's horrible. No, it was not that kind of show. It wasn't. Oh my gosh. We did see some cute couples though. There were a few with a lot of bling on that were clearly groupies. Yeah. We met a lot of nice people. Everybody was super friendly. It was a wonderful atmosphere and quite a lovely production. So if you like Barry Manilow and get a chance to go, this is the last tour. He will, of course, appear in Vegas if you want to go and see him there, but this is their last tour.
Well, Duffer 426 said if I was there, I would throw mine underwear on there. So I know our music consultant of YouTube, DJ, has probably got questions. So DJ, I'll hand it over to you.
Did you guys get to hear your favorite songs by Barry Manilow, and what were they?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I guess my top three were I Write the Song, Mandy, and the Copacabana song. And yes, of course, he did all three of those. Yeah, and I like that. What's the song he did? One in New England. Yeah, I like that song. That one was lovely. That was really nice. Yeah, he does write the love song. And I did not realize that he wrote some songs for Garth Brooks that he sang. He co-wrote with him If Tomorrow Never Comes. Yeah. Take that. Yeah.
Well, I would like to just inform the public that the person who's saying I write the songs did not write that song.
Are you sure?
According to Google. Now, he may have been co-writer on it. Like you said, but yeah. And I had a picture up you sent me earlier of him on stage where you guys, your view. And so that's what everybody's seeing right now. And go right ahead, DJ. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I wanted to know about how long was the show and how many encores did you do?
Good questions again. Debbie, how long was it? Almost 2 hours? Yeah, it was about 2 hours. I mean, they had a comedian on it first. I wasn't really feeling it for the comedian. Yeah. And then there was a long break between the comedian and Barry Manilow. But once the show did get started, which was probably about 8, I mean, it was, solid. Yeah, it was a solid show. And there were no encores this evening.
Oh, okay. But still well worth the money if they got an almost 2-hour show out of that. Did you guys hit the merch booth, and did you pick up t-shirts, posters? What are you bringing home with you besides the good memories?
I tried to bring home a lighted up lei to go around my neck, but Amy wouldn't let me. I passed the merch booth. There were t-shirts, but I said I'm good. She put her foot down.
DJ Amy wasn't thinking about you when she walked by there. I mean, she could have got you something from Barry Manilow.
Well, I'm just glad they were able to come on and do the live with us. That's awesome. Getting a live remote from a concert, that's a treat for sure. Ladies, I'm glad you had a good time. Please travel home safely, okay?
Thank you, DJ. Good talking to you. Bye.
All right. Well,
all right, you guys
girls,
later.
We still have a few more people on the panel. We have Jamie, Moondog, and Gary. So I would like to give them an opportunity to ask you guys any questions that you'd like to they'd like to, and we've had some really great comments from the side chat, as you can imagine.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions?
So, do you guys consider yourselves Fanalos now?
I don't know. Is that a groupie? Barry Manilow groupie?
Apparently, that's what they call themselves. Yes.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I knew a good portion of the song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so,
Well,
yeah.
So I hate to report this, guys, but when she gets home tonight, man, she might be calling me Mandy all night. Like, oh, Mandy.
We did belt that tune down. Yeah, it was a sing-along concert. Yes, it was.
Yeah, I seen one picture you sent me. There was words up on the screen, and my comment back to you was, so we already know this is a sing-along concert, and everybody knows the lyrics, Barry. So are these lyrics up on the screen so Barry can remember them, or the crowd?
Yes.
He did pretty good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
He's got it.
Really good for his age in that picture that I'm showing that you sent me.
Yeah, like Debbie said, I think he's
darling.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, Gary, do you guys have any comments or questions for these girls? And I hope they don't need a bail bondsman tonight, but I do have one on speed dial just in case.
Yeah, I used to get stopped on my way home from concerts, and it's never a pleasant experience. So, beware, ladies.
Yeah.
And Hillbilly, don't kid yourself. She's not going to be calling you Mandy. She's going to be calling you Barry.
Oh, Barry. Good one, Jamie. All right, on that note, I think these correspondents are going to sign off.
Well, we still got Gizzard Gary. Do you have anything for them before they get off here?
No, I really don't. I think everybody's asked all the questions that need to be asked. I'm just glad they had a good time. Somewhat jealous. I mean, anytime you get to experience a little bit of your history, your youth, and stuff like that's always a good time. So I'm glad you had the chance. And I want to echo what DJ said. Please be safe going home. And lots of good memories for you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming on here and being our live correspondents from the road. It's from leaving Springfield, Missouri. We sure appreciate you. And you ladies have a good trip coming home. And Ames, I'll be calling you Mandy later. I will talk.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks for having us.
Bye, Mandy.
All right, bye. I don't know how to shut it off.
They found it. Found the button.
Well, I hope they have somebody driving for them.
Well, the bad thing is they've not been drinking. So, yeah, that's just normal.
There's just something about live music that's, unbelievable. All right, boys, I'm getting off of here. It's midnight on the East Coast. And
Jamie, real quick, we're going to do a giveaway, guys. I'm sorry we had those correspondence come through and everything. We're going to do a giveaway as soon as Jamie signs off from here. But Jamie, what do you got coming up? We have a collab, and do you want to go ahead and share that with everybody?
Yeah, Moondog and I did a video and talking about
Moondog's like, what? I didn't know.
Scotsman's Round 2. It's basically we did a YouTube video and it's just there to direct you to Rumble where the real stuff's happening. So uh, I would I would beg you to go watch the Rumble video over there and take appropriate actions, and you'll be glad you did. I think. And other than that, I put out a video on the Zokim decap and dies for the Lee Universal Press. I also got a scope and rings from Discovery Optics. I got to do a video on each of those. I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about doing that. And I want to do a video on this rifle that's going to our buddy Gene. And so I'm going to be a busy boy here, and I need to get all this done because in about 3 weeks, we'll be having a cowboy action match on Saturday. So that's going to take a bunch of getting ready for too. So, guys, thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Well, thanks for being here, Jamie. Appreciate you, brother, as always. And you have a great evening, guys. Go and check out JH586 and showing some love. Subscribe and check out Georgia Shooting Connection. It's on Friday nights, right before Gizzy Gary's show, Foul Territory. It is at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, and lots of fun. So go check them out. Thank you, buddy, for being here. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, that's usually my cue. He's usually between Jamie and me who jumps off first, but I got church tomorrow too. Got to pick up. Got to bring the family out to choir and bring my godson and his brother to church as well.
Awesome. Well,
so thanks for having me out tonight, and it was great to see a bit of Barry Manilow concert. That was a treat. And I maybe next time I'm in Vegas for SHOT Show, I'll go pop in to see him perform. I certainly looking for something other to do when SHOT Show's over. But and thanks again for letting me talk about the night vision goggles. So for those of you who tuned in late, I'm giving one of these things away on my website, and there'll be a video coming out soon announcing that this is a giveaway. So for those of you who are tuning in tonight, you got an early access to the contest. So it'll be running through the end of next month.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on here tonight, Moondog.
Of course.
Appreciate you as always, buddy. And thank you for sharing this stream. Guys, go over and show Moondog some love. We got Moondog 2A, Moondog Go. And what's your other one?
Moondog Reviews.
Moondog Reviews. So
yeah,
go and check him out. Oh, great stuff. I mean, really good stuff. And so go show you some love. Appreciate you doing that. And thanks for announcing your giveaway here first. Hillbilly Nation has a good
track record for winners.
Yes, for winning your giveaways. So, that's awesome. And thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate you as always.
Of course. Well, you guys y'all have a good night and good luck on the contest.
We'll see you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Go easy.
Well, let's bring up the giveaway tool, because I've had people waiting, I'm sure for a long time to see who wins the skinny blue knife And anyway, we went past time, and I appreciate you guys' patience. But you know how those correspondents are. I mean, you know, they don't call in on time or nothing, and so anyway, anyway, we had 33 entries in the giveaway, and so somebody like to do the countdown for the giveaway. Please go ahead.
3, 2, 1, spin.
All right, here we go. See who the winner is tonight. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. So if you're out there, Fluffy, please say something, because you do have to be present to win. So I'm gonna take this down, and we'll see if Fluffy says something here, buddy. Hopefully he's out there. He was out there earlier, not very long ago. I seen a comment from him, and we'll give him we'll give him a few seconds to respond. There he is. Awesome. He says, I'm here. All right. Well, Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy, give me an email at hillbillyup@gmail.com. Give me the name and address you want this sent to, brother, and we will get it sent right out. And congratulations. So awesome. Good to, I don't know if Fluffy has won before. He may have. I'm trying to think. I don't have the list like Gary does. I'm lazy, I guess.
You might want to clarify that email again, Hillbilly, because I think you left part of your address off.
AmericanHillbillyUp@gmail.com.
Yeah, because first time you said Hillbilly up Gmail.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's scrolling on the bottom, Fluffy.
Right. I just wanted to make it clear for him.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, AmericanHillbillyUp@gmail.com.
Just like Mr. Bob typed it there. There you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And so I'm going to bring this back up again for the side chat and the panel. So is there somebody that's a living singer that's 65 or older that is kind of one of your favorites, somebody you'd like to see in concert? And, the reason I thought about this is I'm like, well, Ames and Debbie were going to this concert tonight, and I'm like, there actually is people 65 and older that's still living that I would like to see their concert. I mean, I understand that they might not have, maybe not put on the concert that they had in the past, but anyway, Gizzard, we'll just start right with you, and would ask this to the side chat too.
Gee, that I haven't already seen. Let's see.
Well, maybe you see them before when they're younger, but now it's like now they're 65 or older. Would you like to go back and see them?
Well, let's see. If I had a chance, I wouldn't mind seeing Ozzy. And if I never had a chance to see Ozzy live, I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Ozzy Osbourne, I think he's out. Orsborn, he's out in the side chat.
Now that one I've met.
I don't know if he's 65 or older, but
not quite, but he's getting there.
Yeah,
he's right behind me.
Yeah, so he's got Michael Dunn's got Earl Smith. Bama Dad says Rod Stewart. Garage Guy says Adam and ACDC. Got Dwayne saying CCR. Bama Dad with Tom Jones. Lead Mine 44, David Gilmore. Mr. Bob says always up to see Donald Fagen.
Oh, wow. A Donald Fagen fan out in the crowd. Good deal.
Heck yeah.
Good
stuff there.
Mr. Bob, he's a guitar player, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And Scottish American says Rod Stewart and Billy Joe playing here next month. Oh, man, that would be a fun concert, really. That would be fun. And Tommy Boy says Kiss. Yeah, Ozzy out there. Ozzy Osbourne saying Sam Hagar, the Red Rocker, one of my favorites. So I knew there's a reason I liked you, Ozzy. You betcha. And they got Michael Dunn with Zeppelin. Bama Dad. Hagar still can do it. Saw him in Cabo. Yeah. You get to go watch him in Cabo and you get to drink his liquor called Cabo. So, I mean, that's a double plus right there. So, we're probably taking a bunch of yours away, DJ. So, I'll go ahead and give you the floor.
Well, I like some of the ones that came up on the screen already. And a few of those performers, you're going to need to get on seeing them in concert. Like Tom Jones, I looked it up. He's 84. Rod Stewart is 79. Neil Diamond's 83. So,
Neil Diamond, man. I wonder if he's still wearing blue jeans.
forever, man. And there are a couple of those artists, like the last comment that you read said, there are a bunch of artists that are out touring this year. I mean, Coco hit pretty hard, the touring industry as well as everything else. And so it was basically a 2-year layoff for everybody. And by the time concerts started getting going again, the logistics were all jacked up because from trucking companies to other support crew and whatever, they have been out of the game for 2 years. And it's not that they couldn't still do their jobs. It's a lot of them had to find other jobs to do. So it's a good year to see. It's always a good time to see music. This year is a great year to get it done. We're only about halfway through the year, a little bit past that. So there's still fall tours that I'm sure are going to be out there. Check into it. Another thing is, ticket prices, if you haven't been to a concert in a while, are going to be big time sticker shock. So consider making it like a big event kind of deal because your wallet's going to thin down quite a bit. I know it's not like exactly what you were asking for, but I was able to, and I mentioned it in the pre-show chat, that I got to see Robert Plant this year in Lincoln play an outdoor show with Alison Krauss.
Dang.
And somebody out there said Led Zeppelin, and John Bonham their drummer died in like 79 or 80. Their last album was posthumous. It was in 1980. So I was 10 years old. I didn't get a chance to see them. So being able to see him from a big distance, however, but to hear that voice, one that I wasn't even sure I was going to hear with my own, ears in a live environment. So that was really great. The fact that it was under the stars made it that much better. AC/DC was mentioned. That's a band that I wish that I could see again and again, but I'm going to coattail with Gary. I got to see Ozzy once in, solo on the Bark at the Moon tour in '83. I got to see the reformed Black Sabbath. I don't remember the year that was, but I would definitely like to see him again. And he's one of those artists that it seems as though, at least as reporting goes, he's not going to tour again. So, as I pass it up to you to see who your concert picks might be, Hillbilly, again, you got to get out and see those shows now. Live music only happens once, and these artists might be gone tomorrow. So get out there and get it done.
Talking about Ozzy, so when he bit the head off the bat and like many cities wouldn't let him come to their city, guess what? Our little small, we're not even a city. He got to come here and play in our live amphitheater, which is a smaller venue, than what he's used to. But I actually got to see him twice. And anyway, Bama Dad said that Sammy sold Cabo for 101 million. Damn. Yeah, I think that'd be a good price for see, what was that, a tequila?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I understand it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so actually I have a bottle of it in there that my wife had bought me years, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years ago, just because I'm like, it's Sammy Hagar's, I'm like, I gotta have one, and she got it for me for my birthday or something. And I've not even broke a seal on it yet. So anyway, man, there was so many good stuff out there. Malcolm Dunn's coming in with Ice-T, Snoop, Ice Cube, and more. So yeah, I mean that's like a whole nother genre that we've not heard on the side chat. Yeah, Iron Maiden and yeah, Ozzy says seen Ozzy twice at Ozfest. Yeah, Black Sabbath, man. Yeah, man, there's so many. Hagar is definitely one that I'd like to see again because as a teenager that's still living, he had a big impression on my life because when I was 13 years old, was the first actual concert I got to go see. And actually, where my wife was tonight at the Hammond Student Center in Springfield, that is the same place that I got to see Sammy Hagar when I was 13 years old. And my mom took us and like 4 of my friends, we're all 13 years old, pulled up to the front door. We opened the sliding big ass door on the side. We all got out with our tickets, went inside. She come back and picked us up when it was over. That's how it was back then, and you know, that experience was just totally awesome. I mean, and I believe, who opened for him I know it was Crocus.
Wow.
And oh man, give me a second to think of the other band. But both those opening bands come on to be bigger, like name brand bands. And I'll think of it here in a minute. Good night, Mark Thomas. We'll see you, buddy. Appreciate you. Here, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Yeah. I've been really fortunate enough that not only have I got to see a lot of country singers to rock and roll singers at our local venue, but I've also got to be backstage, meet them. At one point there for about 3 years since we live on the lake. And like I said, I'm not, we don't live in a very big town. So the next town over that actually had some nice, say, condo, motel, type venues for them was just right across the lake here on Table Rock Lake. And so we got to actually go pick them up in our boat at a private dock, load up the stars and the manager, and drive them back over to our private dock, load them in like my own personal Suburban, and drive them up and across the road to the concert venue. And so I will say this, out of my experience, every one of the stars, probably I would say 95% of them thought that was the coolest thing they've ever done in their life. And almost I'd say 95% of the managers threw a freaking fit.
Why?
Where's our limo? And all this stuff. Yeah. The managers did not like that, but the stars absolutely loved it. And I mean, all their buses were there, they didn't need anything. We were just picking them up, driving them, 10, 15 minutes, across the lake. And that's just one little part of Table Rock Lake, because Table Rock Lake has more shoreline than California has coastline. And you just have to see it because it goes in and out of all these hills and hollers here, so it's not like it's a big round lake. There's certain parts that's smaller as far as from shore to shore and some that's bigger. But yeah, I got to be involved with that for, quite a few years and got to meet a lot of really cool people and, backstage passes, hung out with Skinner and, a bunch of them. And I think Hank Jr. is the only one that ever flew in a helicopter. And where he landed, we picked him up, right there close. There was a helicopter landing area, and then took him there and then back, which, I think he played there 2 or 3 times. But, yeah, Hank Jr. is actually another one. I would love to see Hank Jr. again. He was at one point in my life, like, his songs meant a lot to me, and they still do. But, it's just at one point in my life, it's like I can relate to Hank Jr. I'm a country boy and we can survive. And I still relate to that to this day. Not only that song, but, man, if you guys can think of anything else, please go ahead. And I know I come up with some more people that age and that I would like to see again.
Well, another concert that I saw some almost 40 years ago that I'd love to see the band again, it would be Judas Priest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw them in 85 up in Kansas City at what was then Sandstone. Outdoor concert is pretty kick-ass.
I've been to Sandstone twice. Wow. DJ, you got any more?
My mind is not keeping up with who's still alive and touring. It's not maudlin, but I've kind of turned towards all the bands I wish that I had seen that I can't see anymore. And I think we might have even had that as a topic of discussion, or it's come up in the previous live chat here on Guns, Beer, and Therapy before. But now that we're talking about a lot of these performers that are in their 70s and 80s, I mean, that's my parents and a little bit older age folk. And so you're talking about artists from the 60s to now, and that's a huge swath for rock and roll. Rock and roll was, was still pretty damn young in the 60s. And so I don't, Gary, please go easy on me, but I'm not the biggest Beatles fan, but I think an artist that I should have been able to catch by now, and it's been a half a dozen times he's been in the area, Paul McCartney. I mean, I should get rid of my prejudice, my Beatles prejudice a little bit. Right on.
I'd love to see Paul too. Hell yeah.
Right on.
I
And
grew up
so
with sisters who graduated high school in the 60s. So, yeah, there was
Right.
Beatles songs played when I was a little kid. I grew up listening to that stuff. So.
Well, the Beatles would be awesome. I didn't even think about those, and I've been fortunate to see like 5 Beach Boys concerts. Beach Boys was always a blast. I mean, you're talking beach balls out in the crowd, everybody having fun. I mean, they always put on an awesome concert.
that's feel good summer music for sure. And like what, 20, 30 hits, and there are probably half a dozen that are popping through my head right now. Easy. Yeah, just classic good times, surf rock and harmonies like nobody's business. Brian, wow, he's a tortured artist for sure. Like incredible talent he was.
I like to bring up this again from Bama Dad. Said Bocephus got Kid Rock built a house here. And if you've not seen any footage on that, out of all the money that Kid Rock has probably made, from a Detroit rapper many years ago, I seen a deal when he did that house. That was his actual first big house. And it hadn't been that many years ago. And I was like, man, that's respect in a way because, back in the day, most people, they got some money. They wanted to build a house, to show up on cribs,
Yeah.
But yeah, he waited and waited. And actually, there's probably just regular people out there that's got a bigger house than what he built. And, I always find that as, kind of respect. It's like, dude, you got money that you can burn. And, you waited this long, to build you a house, like that. That, basically a showroom house, whatever you want to call it. But White House knockoff. Yeah. Ted Nugent, man. I literally got to meet Ted Nugent. I didn't actually get to go fishing with him. But I got to kind of be a part of lining that up. He is a very big fisherman and hunter. So I got to see him many times at concert, I was backstage. When he'd have a concert here, he'd show up a good week to week and a half before because he wanted to fish Table Rock Lake. He wanted to go out. He wanted to fish it. Like that dude was like, he fit in very well as just a normal person around here, and his concerts were always amazing to where they had the controlled stuff hanging on the walls or whatever at the concert, the venue that we have here. And what'd you call it? I don't know if you call it pyrotechnics or whatever, but he had his own crew with him, and he'd like pull out his bow and arrow, light the arrow, shoot it, into something, and it'd go up in flames, during the song. And like it was amazing. What a wonderful live show that guy put on. I mean, just really, really good stuff.
Yeah, the couple times that I've seen him, he's done that bow thing from the stage. And I didn't think he was good. I thought that it was going to be like something fake because the first time was indoors, but it was real. So not only is he a good shot, but he's willing to take some risks, some calculated risks, I would venture. But
oh yeah, Yeah. And, as a bow hunter myself, like it was just, that was just so cool because, with a bow, I mean, what I found out is like, if I was handed a new pistol that I've never shot before and it might not fit my hand very well, I'd want a fairly good sized target or backstop, just because, I might be off a little bit, If somebody walked up and handed me, a bow and arrow I've never shot, I'd feel comfortable with like a 2 foot by 2 foot, target. And just, it's just, you can feel pretty, like, I guess maybe growing up with it, you can feel pretty confident in your shots. They might not be right on the bullseye, but you're going to get them pretty close, even if it's a new bow, or new arrows, something that you've probably never shot before. And so, but man, what a fun I had fun tonight. I hope everybody else did too.
Yeah, this ran like so fast. I'm looking up at the interior clock here, and when people started when Jamie and Moondog started peeling out, I looked at it then. I'm just like, wow, we got to this 2-hour mark pretty damn quick tonight. It was nice, and you got to thank Ames again and her friend. I'm sorry, I forgot her name already, but
Debbie,
thank them for being a part of the show tonight. That definitely that got some smiles going for sure. And to hear those ladies laughing like teenage girls, that was pretty rad, man. That was pretty rad.
Oh yeah. Mr. Bob says maybe the traveling Wilburys. Definitely. And now after you said that, I don't know why it popped in my head, but Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. They're probably right there along that age, I'm sure. And great band. But yeah, we probably ought to start going around the room and letting these good folks get to bed if they want to get to bed. Sorry about the dogs barking. Ames is gone, and all I can do is yell "shut up" at him, and you guys probably don't want to hear that. So I'm sure there's a coon or a fox or something outside that they're barking at. So anyway, so we'll start with you, DJ. Anything you'd like to plug before we get off here?
Yeah, tomorrow. She Fires has a chat in the evenings called the Fireside Chats. Go ahead and swing by and check out what she has going on. Before this program, on Saturday evenings on the A Great Start Shooting School channel, there's a discussion about, pardon me, mental health and suicide awareness. Please give her some kind attention. Sub there if you haven't already. And it's not as dismal as it might sound. Tonight was another great example. Go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised to know the kind of things that you might be able to pick up on in that kind of interesting way. And I really enjoy spending time with her and with everybody who gathers there on Saturday nights. This is a good time to hang out. DM Foss is still doing programs. Haven't been there in a while, but that was always a good time in the past. And G-Webs, I haven't been seeing him. I mean, he's been around, but I haven't been viewing him as often as I used to at one time. And so I've been catching up with his programming lately. And that guy's there every day. And the weekly wrap up was another good one. Had an early morning session this morning. I think it was like 2:00 Central when that thing kicked off. So it was good to have his voice on an overnight kind of thing. That late night. That's my introduction to YouTube and the firearm space on YouTube was through him, and he is the gateway for a lot of folks. So go check out his programming. He's doing great stuff for us, continues to do it, puts in the hard work every day, making sure that we're staying aware and informed. And until I see everybody again, be safe, have fun, carry your guns, and rock. I'm out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, DJ, for being on. I always appreciate you. We appreciate you being on anytime you can make it. And guys, go and show DJ some love. Subscribe to his channel. He does so much for this community, and we just appreciate him so much. And actually, before the show started, we was in the back chat, and I'm actually going to do not a recording, but a live with Brooke, a Great Start Shooting School, coming up before too long. And then I think Jamie is going to do I don't know if it's going to be a live or recording with her. So, yeah, we got a great collab going on with her and great stuff. And so I just want to throw that in there also. And Gary, we're going to get to you, but first of all, I would like to remind everybody that DM Foss is coming up tonight, and I'm just going to let him tell about it right here.
I am gravely disappointed. Once again, you have made me unleash my dogs of war.
Howdy, everybody. How y'all doing?
There has been too much violence, too much pain. But I have an honorable compromise. Just come join us. Saturday nights, 11 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Sunday metric. Just join us, and there will be an end to the horror. Just join us.
I love it every time. Such a great video. Fun show, guys. If you can stay up late, make sure you check out DM Foss. It's 1 o'clock Central. I'm pretty sure. Gary can correct me if I'm wrong on that. And so, always a fun time with Foss over there. So Gary, what do you got to plug, brother? I know you got some stuff coming up.
Well, let's see. As far as live stuff, I have my members only chat every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central. And then every Friday is my Foul Territory. And that is at 9 p.m. Central from Friday nights. I have several knife reviews that I released this last week. Plus, I've still got some stuff from Goals. I released one today. I think I've got one more left to release, maybe some more. So, trying to go through my footage and see what all I have that I can put out. So, trying to get some new stuff out there. Like I say, I had a lot of knife reviews that were due all on the same day this last week. So, I had 7 come out in one day, which
wow,
seems kind of weird, but I had them done ahead of time and I had to hold them until the release date. So, unfortunately, that meant I had to flood YouTube with 7 videos all at once. But yeah, sometimes that's the way things work. But yeah, I appreciate everybody out there watching my stuff. Don't forget Foss. That is at 1 a.m. Central, by the way, and I will be there. So yeah, thanks for having me. Good show. Good stimulating conversation as always. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gary. I appreciate being there. And I'll be there also unless Ames shows up and she's wearing a name tag that says Mandy, or something after that concert. But anyway, I hope she don't rewatch this show. I'll be in trouble.
You might.
One good thing about your wife don't ever watch your content, then you're good to go. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for being here tonight. Appreciate y'all, love y'all, and we want to